Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's another random destruction. This is the one that should have gone up yesterday, which would be Sunday, but unfortunately it didn't because I've not been very well over the weekend, so I've basically not even picked up the pad particularly. My wife has been trying to grind out the fatherland as well. She finally got it yesterday, so I hope everybody else that's been trying to get it has managed to get one, but I know there have been some complaints about the way that the op works, and I'll try and talk about that towards the end of the video if I get a chance. A bit of a shout out, acknowledgement to Mooseman. You did send me a message on Facebook. I did see it late last night, and I apologise I've not had a chance to reply yet. But a few people have been in your situation as well with the with regards to the Fatherland medals. They just don't seem to be getting the drops. Anyway, back to what I wanted to talk about, and yeah, the title of this one is Random Destruction 67, a bit about me, and like I say, I've not been very well over the weekend, which is why the video didn't go up last night. And I realise that I've said that a couple of times recently when I've not put videos up, and you know, it has been the case. I've not been particularly well, so I thought I'd use this video as an opportunity to talk about a couple of things that are quite important to me, because whether I like it or not, they are part of my life and, you know, part of me, and it's something that, you know, I have to deal with, and it's not something that you particularly hear a lot about. And this is not an easy video for me to make. It's not a particularly easy thing for me to talk about still, but I'll try and do my best. And you know, I apologise if it makes anybody uncomfortable, but sometimes these things do, and you know, if it does, then just turn the volume down so you can't hear me, and hopefully you'll still enjoy the gameplay. I mean, this first one, this is pre-update, as you can see there in the AMX Chaffee. Now, what it is, try and start at the beginning without taking it too long. I used to work in the games industry. I ran a games store for a number of years and absolutely loved my job. I love meeting people, I love talking to them, I loved talking about games. I played nearly every game that came out on every console that was out at the time, and you know, I mean, I knew my shit, and you know, that was one of the reasons why people came to our store, because I knew what I was talking about, and I feel that's important as well. And a few years ago now, I had to leave that job, unfortunately, because I developed a bone condition in my knees, and it's a fairly common bone condition, which a lot of people, I'm not going to get into loads of details about it because, you know, it's just this, it is what it is, but it's a fairly common bone condition that a lot of people have and would never even know they got it, but unfortunately, in very rare cases, it can cause extreme difficulty and pain, and I've got it in my knees, and basically it's to do with the blood flow to the bone around my knees, and the bone will die and crumble and break away, and then the blood flow will return and it will regrow and repeat the process over and over again. It's worn away all the cartilage in my knees, and I have to walk on crutches now, unfortunately. There's, you know, I've had various operations on it, but there's nothing more that can be done for me at the moment. And yeah, I've got to walk on crutches, and I'm going to have to deal with that for the rest of my life until the pain possibly gets so bad that I may have to go into a wheelchair. But that's, you know, as it is. It is what it is. But unfortunately, it means I have to take quite a high dose of morphine tablets every day to try and control the pain. It doesn't take it away, and on my bad days it feels like both of my knees are fractured, or I've got fractured bones in there, and essentially I do. And yeah, that's what it is. But I mean, it'll explain a couple of things as well. The morphine obviously affects my memory, which is why my memory is so shit. It also explains some of the big mistakes I've made in videos, like with the FV201, which is back in the store today, by the way. I cannot recommend that tank. Bit of a sidetrack and a digression. I'm sorry, I can't recommend it. Even though I know it's a tier 7 now, not a tier 8, I still can't recommend it. I think it's one of the worst tier 7s I've been in, and I would rather be in the Black Prince. It's got the same gun, but way more armour. Anyway, it's by the by. So yeah, like I say, I have to take morphine every day, so when I'm playing this game, I am on morphine, unfortunately, and it might sound fun for some of you out there that have had it in hospital and thought, oh well, that's quite funny, you know, it's quite trippy, it makes you feel like you're floating, and yeah, you know, it was like, oh, this is a bit weird, but I'll tell you now, it's horrible. It is horrible. I have to take it every day, and I hate it. I really don't like it, and sometimes it can make me really quite poorly. You know, I can start going lightheaded and dizzy, and I can't think, and you know, it's a horrible, horrible thing, and I can't get my words out and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so I'm on a high dose of morphine every day. Even when I'm playing this and doing some of my fantastic games, yeah, I'm on that horrible morphine, and like I say, it will explain why I make some odd cock up every now and again, or sometimes, like I say, why I suddenly have a sudden attack of shit to the brains and do something really stupid on this when I'm having a good game. And it's not always down to that, but you know, sometimes it is. But unfortunately, when I developed this bone condition, I had to leave my job, and it was a job that I loved, and you know, we lost our source of income. My wife didn't work at the time, unfortunately. We had, you know, young kids, and it was a very difficult time. And as so often comes along with this, I developed depression along with it, and I've been battling depression for a number of years now. I'm off my antidepressant tablets, and I have been for just maybe a year and a half, something like that, which is a, you know, a big step, and it's a good thing. But it's never gone away. You know, I have good days, bad days. Sometimes I might have a bad week. It's getting less and less, thankfully, and I'm getting over it, but it's something that you don't hear a lot about, especially, I know it sounds daft, and you don't hear a lot of men talking about it, and especially if they are depressed, and a lot of people dismiss depression as well, and just think, oh, they'll be alright, or they're just miserable, or they're just feeling a bit down, but it's a serious thing, you know, it really is a serious thing, and it can, you know, in some situations be a killer. And you know, depression can lead to suicide and death. And you know, I never attempted anything like that. I considered it a couple of times when I was at my lowest points, but I had a good support network around me. My wife, my kids, as they got older, they started, you know, they didn't fully understand, but they started to understand, and I try not to let it show in front of them. But kids pick up on these things, so you know, I had a good support from my family, and I managed to sort of work through it and get over it a bit, and like I say, get off my antidepressants. But along with the depression came, well, my confidence just disappeared altogether. Some of you might not believe that hearing my videos now, but yeah, my confidence just went completely, and I had none. And I was always quite a confident person. Not border, you know, some people they do confuse confidence with arrogance and sort of cross that line into arrogance, but you know, I was confident in things I did, in the way I spoke to people, but yeah, and that just disappeared completely, and it's taken a long time for that to come back, and my YouTube channel has actually helped my confidence return. And you know, if you go back to my earliest videos, I probably don't sound particularly confident on there. Not like I do now, but it's still, I know it sounds strange, you know, to say, you know, I had no confidence, so I started a YouTube channel. I didn't, you know, start it at my lowest point. My confidence was returning when I started this, and one of the reasons I did was to try and get back part of what I used to do and enjoy working in the industry, and just help people with this game. And I love this game, and I love the sense of community about it, and it has helped me build up my confidence. The kind comments from yourselves, from my subscribers, have been a big boost, and I'm not fishing for it. You know, this is something that I wasn't even going to address. You know, I was going to leave it because I didn't want people to like my videos or subscribe to my channel or anything like that because they felt sorry for me or anything like that. You know, I don't want that. I'm just trying to highlight this because there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that are probably dealing with depression every day, far worse than I had. You know, and it's something that does need highlighting, because like I say, people do tend to dismiss it somewhat. So yeah, like I say, confidence just completely vanished. It is coming back now, but sometimes it is still a bit shaky, and I could feel I could feel this sort of, I don't want to call it an episode, but I could feel myself going down towards the end of last week, and I noticed it more in Friday's video with the map tactics, which, by the way, thank you for all your feedback from that. I will be changing the series a little bit if I do carry on with it, but yeah, thank you for your feedback, by the way. Again, digression. But I noticed it on Friday with the map tactics video. My confidence was going a little bit, and I was feeling quite down, and it just sort of got worse over the weekend. And it's been a particularly bad weekend, but I'm feeling better now. I'm still feeling a bit down, but I'm picking up and I'm getting better. But it's just, if there is anybody out there that is having to deal with depression, the only thing I'd say is don't deal with it on your own. Talk to somebody. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends. And if nothing else, please just go and see your doctor, because they can help you. And it is important, because without that help, it can just get worse and worse, and you will spiral down and down and down. Just take it from me. I didn't talk about it at first, and mine got worse and worse. But with the depression came anxiety as well. I became anxious about everything. I became anxious about going out the house. I felt people were looking at me because I was having to be on crutches. And there was a lot to it. I felt I couldn't support my family anymore, and I couldn't at the time. And it was a horrible, horrible feeling. No money, not knowing where how you're going to pay for things, and it was a bad time. And like I say, with all this came sort of anxiety, and I know that there are people out there that deal with anxiety and anxiety attacks and have dealt with them all their lives, and I've dealt with them for a few years now. Not particularly bad ones. I wouldn't call them anxiety attacks, but I do become very, very, or I did become very, very, very anxious if I had to leave the house, or meet anybody new, or even just talk to people on the phone. In fact, it got to a point where I wouldn't answer my phone unless it was a number that I knew. If it was somebody that I knew, I'd answer it. If it wasn't, there was no chance I was going to answer that phone. And it did get to that point. Like I say, I didn't want to leave the house because I felt very anxious and meeting new people. And again, that's something that hasn't quite gone away, but it's getting a lot better, and it's got a lot better. But it is one of the reasons, well, I say one of the reasons, it is the main reason why I've not really done subscriber platoons yet. And, I feel that, I almost feel, I do feel like I owe you guys an explanation. Quite a few of you have asked me to do subscriber platoons, and I have said I will do them in the future. And like I say, I didn't say anything at the time about my anxiety, because like I say, I didn't want people to like my channel and my videos because they felt sorry for me or anything like that. I don't want that. Like I say, it's something that I've got, it's something that I have to deal with, and it's part of me, and that's it. But I don't want you to feel sorry for me or anything. I'm just explaining this to give you an explanation. And I wanted you to like my videos on my channel because you liked my content, and you liked my videos on my channel, basically, and that's why I've not brought it up before now. But the anxiety is the reason why I've not done subscriber platoons yet. And again, I know it sounds silly because I'm putting these videos out there, and I'm putting myself out there for potentially hundreds of thousands of people to see. Fingers crossed. Not yet though. But yeah, but it's different the way I do this. I'm not seeing everybody that's I'm not stood in front of you all talking, or even talking to you face to face. I'm just talking into a microphone, looking at a screen. And even that, like I say, was very difficult when I first started this channel. But my wife gave me the support to do it, and she gave me a bit of confidence back to start it off. And there were times in the first few months where I wanted to quit so many times. I just didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was good enough. But she got me to stick with it, and I'm glad I did. I am. And like I say, all the kind comments and things that you guys leave, it's helped a lot. But yeah, the anxiety that's possibly the worst part. The depression, like I say, is never going to go away. It gets worse, and it gets better. Thankfully, the worst times are getting further and further in between, so that's a good thing. It knows I know I'm on the right path. but the anxiety, it is still there somewhat, and that, like I say, is why I've not done subscriber platoons yet. And it's down to that. I'm getting there, and I'm starting to sort of build it up to the point where I can do that, and it's because I'm having to, like I say, talk to somebody new, and it does make me feel a bit anxious, and it's, for those of you that do deal with it, you know it's not a very nice feeling. But I do hope to remedy that soon, and I will make a real effort to get online and do some subscriber platoons within the next couple of 3 weeks. So do keep an eye out for me if you do have me on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. Do keep an eye out for me. The Xbox, I will be on tomorrow on the Xbox One. I am starting that Road to Tier 10 series, so I will be in low tiers at first. But I don't know if I'll, like I say, I don't know if I'll be able to platoon tomorrow. I shall try my hardest. But if not, keep an eye out for me. I'm going to try and do the Road to Tier 10 every Tuesday. So every Tuesday I will be on the Xbox 360. So keep an eye out for me pop Xbox 360, Xbox One. So keep an eye out for me popping up on there. And for those of you that do have me on the PlayStation 4 as well, keep an eye out for me, because sometime over the next couple of 3 weeks I will, like I say, try my hardest to come on, do a subscriber platoon, that sort of thing. I don't know quite how I'll do it. I may, it's just finding a way of making it fair, so I really don't know. What I may do is just go online, put myself in a platoon on my own, and show us online, and anybody who wants to join me in this space can come and join me. And then, you know, if I've got people waiting, wanting to join in as well, we'll have to sort of try and take turns or something like that, you know, sort of drop out and, you know, take turns, or we'll do something anyway. We'll sort it somehow. And I think that's about it, really. Like I say, it's just something that I felt like I needed to do. I want, you know, obviously I've been putting videos up every day apart from Saturday for God knows how long, but over the last couple of weeks there's been a couple of times where I've not got that video up on the day that I wanted. You know, there has been the odd time where it's been technical difficulty. You know, that does, you know, it has happened. But the times where I've not been very well, that's been part of it. And when I came to do the video last night, I felt so well, I don't want to say depressed, but well, I was. I just couldn't do it. And that's how it gets you. You just can't face doing things. So, like I say, anybody out there that is dealing with anxiety or depression, don't deal with it on your own. Just talk to somebody. Family, friends, your doctor, anybody. There are people in place to help you with this, professionals that can talk to you if that's what you'd like. And you know, just know that you're not dealing with it on your own. Okay, so there you go. That's a bit about me, about my situation, and yeah, there you go. A bit of an explanation as to why I've not done a couple of things and why I've made a couple of cock-ups. So, a bit of a downer on that. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'd say a bit of a downer on that video, but I don't know if it was. Like I say, it's something that is important to me, and I do think it needs highlighting. So, there you go. Anyway, I hope you've, I don't want to say enjoyed the video, but yeah, just, I hope you've had a good weekend, and I hope that anybody who's tried to get the Fatherland has managed, and if you haven't, I think you've still got today to do it. So, good luck out there. And yeah, I'll be back later on, I think with World of Fail tonight. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.